Hey, what's up everybody? It's Amaya. So today's video is actually going to be a part 2 of a video I did, I think like 2 years ago or so. It was actually one of my most viewed videos ever. I don't know why, it was very random, but it was my top 10 Colourpop eyeshadow video. I think it got a couple thousand views, which is kind of insane. I don't know why. It was very random and a lot of people liked it. So I decided, since it's been a couple years since I've done that video, why not do an update? Because Colourpop Super Shock Shadows are still one of my favorite eyeshadows of all time. I use them constantly in my videos and in my day-to-day life. So I definitely wanted to show you guys some more that I have discovered that I really like, and maybe that you would be interested in since you guys really liked that video from a while ago. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But before we get into it, be sure to check out my Instagram and Twitter. They are right over here. All my other social medias will be in the description box below, so check them out if you'd like. If not, no pressure whatsoever, but check them out if you want to. And yeah, last thing before we get into it, I apologize if I sound stuffy. I've had some sort of like sinus infection thing going on. Just started randomly over the weekend and now it's been continuing throughout the week. I'm not really sure what's going on, but if I'm sniffing a lot or if I sound a little stuffy, that is why. So anyways, yes, without further ado, let's hop right in. Okay, so I have all 10 of my beautiful, sparkly, amazing Colourpop eyeshadows lined up right here. Before we start, I'm going to tell you why I love Colourpop Super Shock Shadows so much. Colourpop is one of my favorite brands. I love them so much. I love their pressed eyeshadows, their highlighters, their lip products. I'm actually wearing one of their Lippie sticks today, but my favorite thing from their line are their Super Shock shadows. I find that there really isn't any other shadow like this on the market. Other brands have tried to replicate this, but I feel like they try to like copy them, but they never truly succeed. They really are a one-of-a-kind product. If I were to describe them, they're kind of like a cross between a cream shadow and a powder shadow with lots of glitter, lots of punch, and awesome staying power as well. So I use them all the time. I'm wearing a couple of them today. I think actually 3 of them, if I remember correctly. And I pretty much wear them all the time. So I have lots of shades here. They have lots of different finishes, from like really super glittery ones to completely matte ones. So there really is something for everyone. They have some that are very bright, some that are more neutral. Every color that you could think of, they have it. It's really an awesome range of eyeshadows, so I highly recommend checking them out. I believe that they're either $5 or $6. They just recently raised their prices, so I can't remember if they're $5 or $6 or somewhere in between. It'll be right here on the screen how much they are. I'll be also putting the names of all of these shadows and their finish somewhere on the screen here, either on this side or on this side, something like that. So yeah, let's hop right in. So I'm going to first start talking about the shades that I'm actually wearing on my eyes right now. The first shade is this guy right here. This is called Cherish. This is one of their ultra glitter shadows, and oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. I don't really know how to describe this shade because it's kind of like a brown, but kind of like a copper. You would think that it would be very dark, but it's actually not. As you can see on my lids, even though I do have it mixed with something, the silver glitter really makes it pop and makes it not too smoky or dark, so you can still wear it for an everyday look. It looks beautiful all by itself on the lids or with an eye look, so this is definitely one of my favorites. I'm very drawn to the super glittery ones, as you will see throughout this video. Okay, the next shadow I have on my lids is the shade Amaze. This is also one of their ultra glitter shadows, and I've used this in a tutorial or two. I know I have. And it is just such a beautiful gold, rose gold shade. This one isn't quite as sparkly as Cherish is. It is so beautiful, and I find that this one is probably my favorite like everyday shadow. I use this all the time, and you can really build it up to get the color, or you can just use it lightly for just a little bit of extra sparkle. It's so beautiful, and the shade is just a really nice shade because it's not too gold, it's not too bronze, it's not too rose gold, just a nice neutral type of dark champagne shade. And I love mixing this with shades as well, like I did today. Okay, and then the last shade that I have on my lids is a color that I've used so many times in so many different tutorials. This is the Ultra Glitter Shadow in Ladybird. So this was part of their spring collection from last year, I want to say. Spring or summer collection. Or was it their winter collection? I don't know. It was a really weird release. It was all about butterflies, but I feel like it wasn't in the spring. Summer? Fall? I don't really remember. It was last year, and this shade is unlike any other shade I have ever found. It is amazing. I use it on almost every single look that I do because it's literally just a pure glitter. I mean, oh my god. I mean, you can see it's just a pure like whitish, silveryish glitter, but it's definitely not cool tone. Like, this is not something that you can only use in a cool tone look. I have it on today and this is a very warm tone look. It really just is perfect to pat over the eyes when you want a little extra sparkle. No matter what eye look you're wearing, it could be a matte look, shimmery look. If you just need some sparkle, this is your girl or guy, whatever you want to say. If there's one shade out of all of these that I think you guys need to get your hands on, if you can, it's this one, Ladybird. Okay, this is another shadow that I have used very heavily in my videos and just in my everyday makeup looks. It's the shade Fluffy. I'm not sure if this shade is still available. I thought I saw it on sale a couple months ago, so it may or may not still be sold on their website, but if you do have it or if you can get your hands on it, oh my god, it is such a unique shade because it's a dark gold with almost like a pink duochrome. It's very, very, very slight. It's not like a heavy, you know, flashing duochrome that you're going to be able to see, but it just looks amazing. It's perfect for like a bronzy gold look. Oh, it's so beautiful. There it is right there. As you can see, this one has a lot less glitter in it than the other ones do, but it is still very sparkly, very gorgeous. Oh, I love using this when I want a gold sparkly eye, but I don't want it to be too yellow. I want it to be more on the bronzy side. This is what I'll reach for because it's a little bit darker, but it's not too orange, it's not too yellow. It's kind of a nice in-between gold shade. So yeah, really beautiful. And then that little pink reflect, which is so slight. There's just like some pink reflect glitters in here. So slight, but so beautiful. It makes it such a unique shadow. All right, next we're gonna mention kind of an older shade that I just recently started to fall more in love with. This is the shade Nillionaire. This is one of their original shadows. This is a metallic finish right here. I've had this one for quite a while, but it is so beautiful. It's basically like a brown bronze shadow with like multicolor glitter in it. It's so beautiful for a smoky eye or something of that nature because you're going to get that fun metallic glitter in there, but it's not going to be too, you know, gold or sparkly or anything like that. It is so beautiful. As you can see, it looks a lot different than the gold shades that I have here. It's definitely more brown, bronzy, dark, stuff like that. And I really like that it has multicolor glitter as opposed to a gold or a silver because then you can really use it with any sort of eye look there is. So yes, Nillionaire, absolutely beautiful and definitely one of their OG shadows that needs to be recognized. Okay, next I have another older shade that I didn't mention in my last video and I was actually really surprised because I really like this shadow a lot. This is called Sequin. It is one of their metallic shades and it is such a beautiful pink, coppery, gorgeous shadow. It is so beautiful. This one definitely has some nice chunky glitter in it as well, but it's just such a unique shadow. This one I love using when I want a very, very warm eyeshadow look. So like red, pink, but it has like a little bit of silver glitter in there, which is very unique and really pretty. It makes it look super gorgeous and sparkly. I've used this in a tutorial before. And it's just super unique and super pretty. I find that you don't see a lot of shades that look like this and then also ones that have that glittery aspect. You don't see them very often. So this one's super, super pretty. And again, another one of their original shadows that I feel like kind of gets lost in the shuffle, but is still so beautiful. All right, this is one of their birthday shadows that they did. This was their number 4 for their 4th birthday. This is called Birthday Wish. It is an ultra glitter. And this is such a unique shade because it's like a goldish silver, which is weird to describe something as goldish silver, but it is. It's like a cool tone gold or a warm tone silver, however you want to describe it, with a purple pink duochrome flash to it. And this one isn't super noticeable until you actually put it on the eyes, which is funny because typically things are noticeable before you put them on the eyes, but this one's more noticeable after you put it on the eyes. But it really just has those beautiful little purple pink glitters in there. It just creates such a fun, unique look on the eyes. You don't really see a shadow like this ever, like a goldish silver color with a pink reflect. I mean, it's just something that's not done very often, or if it is done, it's done in a very like bold way, whereas this one is much more day-to-day wearable for the average person. I'm not sure if this is still available, but it's really pretty, and if you can get your hands on it, I definitely would. Okay, next I have two gold shades that are very similar, but they're different finishes. So the first one is the shade Get Lucky. This is one of their ultra metallic shades. Very creamy, not a whole lot of glitter in this one. Definitely more on the smooth, true metallic type of side of things. I feel like this shade is a lot more, I don't know, on the cool tone gold end of things. It's very different than like Fluffy. Let me hold these up next to each other. So here's Fluffy over here and here's Get Lucky over here. And I mean, you can just see the difference. This one's definitely more of a, I don't know, darker gold. This one's much more light. And I feel like it's not an overwhelming gold in any sort of way. I find that when I pop this on the lid, it just gives me a really nice gold sort of wash to the lid, and like I said, it doesn't have that glitter in it, so it's much more subtle than some of these other shades. So if you don't want as much of a like bam standout look, something more natural for every day, this is something that I definitely recommend. It's just really, really, really pretty. And sometimes I don't like all that glitter. Sometimes I like a little bit less, and that's why I reach for this shade. But, however, if you like the shade of Get Lucky, but you want something with a little bit more glitter, a little bit more pizzazz, if you will, then I highly recommend going for the shade Cheap Date, because these are almost identical in color, but this one is an ultra glitter finish. So you're going to have those like silvery, goldish, glittery reflex in there, but you're still gonna get that like true gold shade. So I don't even know if you can tell the difference too much between the two of these, but they're so different yet the same at the same time. They're very similar in their base color. You have those little silver glitters that creates more of a fun, sparkly look, which is what I tend to gravitate towards, but I think that there's a place for both of them. I'll hold them up side by side. This is Get Lucky over here, and this is Cheap Date. Again, you can see how similar these are, but you can also see that this one over here, Cheap Date, has a lot more glitter to it, whereas this one is just a true metallic. So depending on what you're looking for, either of these will be super gorgeous. I wouldn't say one over the other. It really depends on what you're going for, but I thought I would mention them both because they're so gorgeous but different at the same time. And then the last shade that we have to mention today is also a very unique shade. This is called Ritz, and this is an ultra metallic shade, but I would definitely classify this as more of a ultra glitter. I don't really know how to describe the base shade of this. It looks kind of like a taupe, like a cool tone brown taupe with like silver glitter in it. This is such a weird shade. I cannot describe this shade, but on the lids it looks almost wet. It is the weirdest thing. I feel like this comes from the fact that the base shade is almost like a neutral, like nude, like a tan nude type of base, and then the silver glitter makes it look wet. When you put it on the eyes, it truly looks wet. I did a look recently where I did a black smoky eye, and then I took a little bit of this and just popped it over top. I had like a completely matte eye with just this popped over top, and it gave me almost like that like greasy kind of glossy sheen, and I got so many compliments that night. Everyone was like, oh my god, like what eyeshadow are you wearing? It just looks so beautiful and sparkly, and it was unreal. I loved that look so much, and that's why I love this shadow, because the shade, the base shade is so neutral, but yet the glitter is so stand out. It is just such a unique shade, and I believe this was one of their shades that goes to helping animals because it has a little paw print on it, so that's also really awesome as well. So that is all of the new favorite Colourpop shades. As you can see, I kind of stick in like the rose gold realm of things. That tends to be my comfort zone. But like I said before, Colourpop has so many amazing shades. They're just so beautiful, and I think that there's a shade out there for everyone. Whether you're into these shades like I am, or you're into more bright, fun, colorful things, you'll be able to find one from Colourpop's range. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you're interested in what my last video was, I will actually link it down below. I still love all of those shadows. These ones are just some more of my new and current favorites, but those ones are still amazing, and I stand by those recommendations 100%. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna like stare at myself in the mirror like this for the next 30 minutes or so. So I'm gonna go do that. You guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye. It's delicious.